Alderman Vitale is excused, and Alderman Weigel is a common citizen.
Do we have somebody taking minutes?
And Richard is taking the
Richard.
minutes right there.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, Richard. And item 22 is a resolution approving a center sharing agreement with QuadMed LLC for health services beginning May 1, 2024.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, and can we have a quick discussion about this? Yeah, Richard, I think you know about this. Yeah, I think we know generally this would give our city employees who are on the city health insurance the opportunity to go to QuadMed for care. But tell us more about it, please.
Yeah, that's the concept, is provide an alternative clinic for employees. It's not a separate health plan. It's not a separate insurance plan or a third-party administrator. It's simply an option where they can go to or be little to no cost. The concept would be that we would prepay. They would go there. The employees wouldn't have any out-of-pocket expenses. And when we were here last time, it was merely a concept. We needed to kind of work out some protections for the city to allow us some time to kind of ramp up to this before we to help us mitigate some of the risk. And so we've negotiated a contract for 3 years that puts in some protections for the city so that if we don't have the capacity on day one, we essentially have 10 months to kind of ramp up to get where we need to be to make this profitable. So that's what's before us, and it's something that's reviewed annually. It gives us the city an out after 3 years. So it's a kind of a proof of concept stage right now, and we have 10 months to kind of build capacity.
All right, thank you, Richard. And we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 23 is a resolution to approve a contract with Parkitecture and Planning LLC for construction and design and management services for a new Liberty Heights Park Pavilion in the amount not to exceed $50,000.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Alderwoman Keene.
Is the 50,000, is that part of the community block grant development monies? Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. And can I have a motion to adjourn the Administration Committee?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Economic Development Committee will come to order. Item 28 on the agenda is a new Class B tavern license for Las Casuelas LLC at 6738 West Greenfield. Sandy Hutardo is the agent.
I move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for approval. Now, I see the closing hours are till, is the applicant here? No? Closing hours she has at 9 p.m. on weeknights. I know it's a restaurant, but, you know, typically we give the owner the option of closing whenever they want. I'm wondering if we should extend these till 11 to...
Yeah, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I think that's been our committee's procedure in the past. I think that's a good...
That gives them the opportunity, if they want to stay open for a Packer game or Wisconsin game or something, they can do that.
They don't need to stay open that late, but it's up to them.
Right.
So, yeah, I move that we amend the license to have the maximum hours under state law.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to amend. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And then on the item as amended,
I move approval again.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Then we have a conditional use permit for Wastella's Food Truck Park as proposed, a proposed restaurant at 8443 West Cleveland.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I move approval.
Second.
And Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing, we had a extensive discussion, of course, during the public hearing on this. The one thing I want to say that I want to add to that is food trucks are the cool thing. And we want our community, our city to be the cool place where people want to come, especially younger people. And food trucks, that's one of the things. The mayor and I were in Austin, Texas with our wives a few years ago at a food truck park, very similar to what's being proposed. And,
Kevin, I agree with you. I've been all over the U.S. in a number of food truck parks.
Yeah.
But I'll have to be honest, they're not located with residents on two sides. And that's the only issue that I have. It's going to have an impact on the residential neighborhood. I'm going to support this and vote for it. But be forewarned, there's going to be complaints about parking in the area. There's going to be ordinances coming before this committee to enact parking restrictions. I have no doubt the park is going to be operated in a very nice way. They're going to do what they say they're going to do, and it's going to fit in nicely with the neighborhood, with the exception that the impact of people in that neighborhood is going to be much greater than what they might think. So I do support it.
Mr. Chair, just my 2 cents on that as well is, I think I'm looking forward to it. I think that parking lot and around there has been blighted for some time, and I hope that with this development, other developments might come about when it comes to the office building across the street, just miscellaneous things like that. I can absolutely respect the concerns of the neighbor right there in that alley. It was my first thought, like, if I lived there, what would my thoughts be? But it seems like you guys are going forward with all the right steps to be good stewards and be good neighbors. And I do think that right now parking is an issue. Most people don't want to walk, but if we start to really, to your point, advertise that parking in McCarty Park, I think it'll become the parking lot for it, because it's like sheep, right? Someone stands in line, all of a sudden before you know you're standing in line. Well, they park there, I'm going to park there. So I do think that it will help once that word is out that this is where you park, because someone parking on Cleveland is going to walk just as far, more than likely, as if they parked right in that across the street there in that big parking lot with ample parking. Even when you have Little League games, that parking lot is never full. So I think the more you promote that, as it will help to alleviate some of the citizen concerns when it comes to the parking up front. I'm in favor, as Alderman Lysak said, this isn't this conversation, but just know, like with liquor license and stuff, obviously different requirements and potential ordinance have to be looked at, and timeframes, but I am in support of what you guys are bringing to the area.
It's been moved and seconded for approval. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So motion to
29.
adjourn?
We got to
29.
do the number 29.
Oh, 29. That's right.
that Steve was-
Rezone property at 2211 South 60th Street from RB to RC.
Motion to approve.
And I second that.
Any discussion?
Steve,
favor?
you want to say something?
I was just going to say, I just want to introduce the team from Housing for All.
Oh.
Right over here. If you have any questions.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah.
You guys were here during public, okay, so you heard the concerns there. I do feel some of the concerns are valid when it comes to the alley.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that being a hot spot, a nuisance, a accident site. Other than that, I don't really foresee how 50 apartments is going to bring more traffic than a school that had 300 children 5 days a week getting dropped off and picked up. I would think you would see a reduced amount of traffic. I just think it's going to be the alley. It will be. If you can turn left into that alley, it's going to stop 60th Street. It's going to be a pain.
Yeah.
Cars flying by, trying to get around. So I think if that's taken into consideration, obviously more plans to come, right? We're at step 1. This is step 47. So I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but.
Even at step 1, though, we have no plans to use the alley.
Oh, okay, good. That's good to know.
And we're anticipating a right in and right out on 60th.
Okay.
So
Any
ins-
further discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I move we adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Thank you.
There.